Hello, and welcome to this week's Glasstire Top 5. It is the week of April 30th, 2020. I'm Brandon Zech.
I am Christina Rees.
And we are doing another Top 5 this week of 5-minute tours. We have continued to receive 5-minute tours from museums, nonprofits, galleries, everywhere across Texas. And there are a ton that we love, and there are some that we received back in March that are on this list. There are some that we received recently. This is kind of a grab bag. Number 5 this week is a show called Lightwaves. It's at the SPN Gallery at UT Dallas. It's a group show featuring graduate student alumni from UTD. A lot of photography in the show. It opened in late March.
Yeah, this is celebrating the university's 50th anniversary. It was curated by Professor Marilyn Wallagore, and she is the one who walks you through the show or narrates the video itself. And one of the things I really like about this, first of all, there's about 13 artists in the show. We know some of them, and we're familiar with some of their work. Some were new to me because they're alumni. They've dispersed, and they've got their careers all over. But I love it that you can really see the work. I'm the one who put this video up, and when it says this show will never be open to the public, it's one of the first ones that's like, no, this will never be seen by the public. I mean, so this is the only way that you get to see this show. I guess they could extend it, but I still don't think that this show will ever be seen, and it's some really good work. Yeah. So
number 4 this week is a show of works by Vanessa German. The show is called In a Fit of Glory. It's at the Amarillo Museum of Art. This is a more recent video that we put up, but the show's been up for a little while. It opened in January. So this show in Amarillo, Vanessa German, she's based in Pittsburgh. She's a poet. She's an artist. She uses this fantastic style of assemblage. It's dealing with the history of racism against African Americans in the U.S. The work almost kind of has a tendency of a folk art style collage, just in the kind of the overabundance of it, but it's also what makes the work really strong. And one of the things that I like about this video is that, if I were seeing this show in person, I'd really want to kind of get up into the work and see all of the details because these works are so intricate. And the video really allows you to do that. I feel like I really did see this show by watching this video.
Yeah, and it's nice because the curator of the museum is the one who walks you through it and explains it a little bit. She's gotten quite a bit of traction in the last 5 years anyway. She, the first time I saw her work in person was in Arkansas at the Crystal Bridges kind of premiere of the first big state of the arts survey of American artwork. And they had a lot of her work in one section of that show. And as it turns out, they were also collecting her work quite extensively. I think they've got a pretty deep collection of her work. And I can attest to it being really, really good in person. I remember taking a lot of pictures of that work. It photographs well. It's texturally just really alive. So number 3 on our list this week is at the Lawndale Art Center in Houston. It is Virginia Lee Montgomery's solo show. It's called Skyloop, which is really about Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah, this show was installed. I actually briefly walked through it while it was open. It opened another one in January through April. The show was in the Lawndale's kind of big cavernous space. These videos were projected huge in the space. You get kind of a little window into that in the video. This video itself was made by artist Ryan Hawk for Lawndale. And I kind of consider this video like an addition to the exhibition, or it's a little bit of a piece unto itself. It's part artist interview. I feel like part incorporating Virginia's videos into this kind of video collage. I really like the way that it was made, and it kind of blended just a straightforward description of the show and conversation with the artist with the work itself. Number 2 this week is a show at the Hahn Gallery at the Heyman Arts Library at SMU, Southern Methodist University. This is a show by Allison Packer. The show's called Sounding. And I have to admit, when I first started watching this video and when I learned what the show was, I was skeptical, because this is a show that is purely experiential. For the show, Allison Packer spent time in this library and in this building and really made an exhibition that walks you through different spaces and causes you to engage with the building and the architecture and your surroundings themselves. But this video is wonderful. And it
Mm-hmm.
does such a good job of capturing an experiential exhibition. It does a better job than I could have ever imagined that any video would do.
Yeah, the person who shot the video and designed it is named Jesse Fisher, and kudos to Jesse Fisher. It's a great video. You know, this is one of these shows that's kind of sneaky and incredibly subtle. It's installed on all 4 floors of the library. It's the kind of thing where if you're not looking out for it or paying attention, if you're just in the library using the library, you could have missed it entirely. And while I'm not generally crazy about a situation in which like we go into galleries and we have somebody walk us around the show, I don't like people to tell me how to see a show. But this video and the way it's done, and it is kind of directional. I love it. And I love getting to see the show this way because this is kind of how you would experience the show, is getting on and off elevators. And it's very cinematic. But the work is good. And she graduated from Art Institute of Chicago in 2016. And she's a recent transplant to DFW. She's a lecturer and a professor at UNT now, and just started in 2019. So we're happy to have her in DFW. This is a very cool show. It's sophisticated, it's quiet, it's about infinity and water and your body and where it is in space compared to the rest of the world. So number 1 on our list this week is at the Galveston Artist Residency in Galveston. It's Jessica Nincy. It's called Beachcomber, which is completely appropriate.
So this show, again, opened beginning of March, technically up through the beginning of May. We'll see. I was so happy when this video came in because it was shot on like an old videotape camera, and it has that feel. I think particularly what did it for me was the zoom. There's a point in the video where it zooms in onto the Galveston Artist Residency sign, and it's like, oh yeah, this is not a phone. This is ancient technology at this point. But the work is really fantastic also in the video, despite being a little grainy and despite having kind of all of those qualities of being an old video camera, shows the work really well. So it's a relatively simple show in concept and in practice, but the pieces are really beautiful. They are essentially mock-ups or faux items that you could find on the beach of Galveston. So there's a piece, and they're all made of ceramic. So there's a element of rope. There is a seashell. There's a sand dollar. There's a brick that's been, eroded by the waves and the ocean. Some of them are a lot larger than life size, which kind of gives them a little bit of a funny, slight comic element, which is in a lot of Jessica's work. It's really playful.
Yeah, I love this video. I like this kind of misty memory sort of quality to it, which we can all sort of relate to, like going to the beach, these trips to the beach of our childhood. I like it that she's in it, and she's very cool. She has a really nice presence, and she's the one walking you through the show. And you can also see her out on the beach, but it's a really subtle, it's a smart, sophisticated, very charming video. All right, so that's our list. And we have a whole new slew of these coming in as I speak, and we will be getting more videos up. And stay safe, and probably for now, just see some art from here.
See some art.